Hello and welcome back to Alation Data Catalog and Data Governance Tool Review Series. In this video, we will be looking at data lineage feature of Alation. We'll be looking at table level lineage graph, column level lineage graphs, filter options on lineage graphs, and cross-platform tools data lineage. We will use our pre-configured database Hashmap to look at these features. We'll use the web sales curated schema, and we will use the customer demography table. Now this customer demography table has various tabs. It tells you about columns, samples, filters, joins, lineage, and queries. Let's look at lineage here. The moment you click on lineage, and if the lineage has been successfully extracted using the query log ingestion feature of Alation, which by default is available on the out-of-box connectors or custom connectors, you would see a lineage graph here. The lineage graph looks like this, wherein it has arrows which are nothing but paths, and this symbol which is nothing but a data flow object. Okay. The lineage tells us that to create a customer demographic table, we had to use customer table and a demography table, and as per this data flow, we had to create a join between these two tables. If we scroll down here, we would see that this symbol which is nothing but a data flow object is represented in detail here, and the query for the data flow object is also been reflected. If we scroll further down, it shows data inputs and data outputs. We can respectively expand on them to see what columns participated in the overall process of joins. You can also expand by clicking this node, and you will get information about the customer demography table, the SQL that helped create this table again. Data flow, again I mentioned, is a catalog page which details out the transformations that took place for creation of this particular table. On the left hand side are customer tables. If I click on them, they expand down to columns. I click on the demography table. It again shows the columns that participated in creation of the customer demography table. In order to get a good view, I can do a full screen view here, and you can see that from the customer we used columns like country, suit number, and so on and so forth. From demographics we use these columns. If you click on that particular data flow object, you will be able to see the join which helped us create this customer demographic table. We can also look at the impact analysis, meaning if something changes in the customer demographic table, what all downstream impacts would be there. And we can also look at how upstream impacts or upstream changes can impact customer demographic table. We go on to look at the impacts. Now, as you could see in the lineage, there is no downstream tables connected to it. So this shows that there is no downstream impact even if we change this table. You can see various information like steward is mentioned here, object types, source, temp objects, and max distance mentioned here. Maximum number of steps visible from the source object is the max distance. Here the default value is 5, so that means you can go up to depth of 5 here. You can also click on this table and you can look at the impact analysis based on column level as well. So if you click column, it will tell you what all objects could be impacted downstream. Since there is no downstream impact, it's showing blank. Let's look at the upstream impact. As you can see, customer demographic table was created using two tables, customer and demography. So it shows that if any of the customer demography table changes, it will affect the customer demography table here. It also shows the columns that participated in creation of the customer demography table. In fact, if we go to the customer table, customer demography table would be listed as a downstream impact to it. You can export the data in CSV and send it further to the business for any analysis or interpretation if it might need. So, coming back to our slide, so what we saw is, yes, data lineage is generated by Alation as long as we can connect Alation to the source using the out-of-box connectors or using the custom connectors. We can see table level lineage graph, column level lineage graph. We can filter on the lineage graph by means of upstream and downstream impacts. Hello and welcome back to Alation Data Catalog and Data Governance Tool Review Series. In the last video, we looked at three key data lineage features, namely table level lineage, column level lineage, and filtering on lineage graph using upstream audit and downstream impact. We'll now look at cross-platform tools data lineage using the Lineage API provided by Alation. Alation provides us with a Lineage API to push the lineage and the data flow information into Alation tool wherever such information cannot be extracted using the metadata extract or the query log ingestion. The API allows you to access lineage information using lineage APIs, such as you can get lineage information, you can delete lineage information, you can post a new lineage. Similarly, with data flow object, you can get details about data flow object, delete a data flow object, update a data flow object with additional details, and create or replace a list of data flow objects with lineage information. A sample lineage post looks like this here, where you can specify a data flow object which details out the transformation that's taking place, and the paths are nothing but the flow of data from tables, that is source tables, to target tables. So here the order in which tables are listed shows the actual flow going from table 1 and table 2, transforming on the df1 external ID and creating table 4 as an output. This is the way you can push lineage information and data flow object information into Alation. Here's a look at a quick example. The data flow object is df external ID. The content is combine table 1 and table 2 to push it to table 4. The paths shown are table 1 and table 2 using data flow object df1, creating table 4 as an output. Thank you.